Hey guys, it's Tori here, back with another album review. I know I've been on a bit of a spree of doing album reviews on this channel, but it's just been a really exciting time for music. There have been a lot of great releases in January, and today I want to talk about the latest one, which is Set It Off's album Midnight, which came out February 1st. Now, Set It Off is a band that I've been familiar with for a very long time as a Florida girl, but some of you may or may not know that Set It Off is also a Florida band. They came out of Orlando and Clearwater and just sort of Central Florida in general. So I remember when they were playing some local shows around the Social and smaller venues like that in downtown Orlando. So to see what they're doing now is very exciting because Midnight is just such a far cry from their scene days, and let's dive into it. So I think in order to discuss this album, we gotta just do a quick summary of their past here. So before Midnight, they had their album Upside Down, which I think was a culture shock for a lot of fans because it was so poppy and so much more upbeat and happy than anything any longtime Set It Off fans were used to hearing. So that was a bit of a change of pace. And before that was Duality, which more so introduced to the poppy sound that they've kind of stuck with now. But it did have a darker, edgier side. Even if you listen to the title track, Duality, it was still pretty heavy while being poppy. Those two albums kind of marked the big transition because before that was Cinematics, which kind of, I mean, I didn't really get it, but a lot of people did compare Set It Off to a wannabe My Chem, and Cinematics was the last album that really had any of that inspiration going on. It was definitely, they were still a scene band when they released that, and they were very theatrical on that album as well, which might be where the My Chem influence came from. And so I think Midnight is kind of just a culmination of every influence from their previous releases, and they took the best little bits of their past and turned it into something new. So I think they've kind of found their footing and where they fit within the music world, which is a poppy band that does have those darker elements to their music, which is something that I actually really love about Midnight because they've talked about a lot of really dark topics on this album, you know, really tough breakups and toxic relationships, isolation, depression, etc. But they've done it in a way where the music is hopeful. I mean, the energy of the musical side of things is very fun and upbeat, and it kind of shows that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm somebody that does gravitate towards darker music, heavier music, because it's what I can relate to, so it is refreshing to see a band like Set It Off that does it in a way that's so approachable and fun, but at the same time does get the point across. And something that's cool musically about this album is the amount of different influences that they have here. So obviously there's the pop and rock stuff, and then there's also some songs with some Latin flair. I mean, the first time I listened to Lonely Dance, I was shocked because there definitely is like, you know, a Latin groove to it. And they've experimented with like gospel choirs and clarinets and horns and all kinds of instruments, which I think really does set It Off apart because they are so willing to experiment with different influences, and there's so much of everything on this album. So no matter what you're looking for, you'll probably find at least one song that sticks with you. So now let's talk about a few of my standout songs on the album that I think if you're listening through it for the first time and just want to pick a few that will give you a strong first impression, these are the ones I would go for first. So Hourglass, that is a song that starts off with the very theatrical, dark energy, very similar to what fans used to hear off of Cinematics, and then it very swiftly transitions into a poppy song. So I think for any longtime fans of Set It Off, that will be one that makes you feel a little bit nostalgic for their older releases. And then there's also Midnight Thoughts, which, oh my gosh, you guys, this song, for me, this was the one right away that I latched onto. It's so dark and sexy and feels raunchy, but in a way that's also just so cool and swift. And something about that chorus immediately made me think of Maroon 5 and Adam Levine, and I personally am a big Maroon 5 fan. So to see that influence coming in there, which I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for, was something that I was very into. Now, No Disrespect. Now, there's one of the salty breakup songs here, you guys. It's definitely one of the grooviest songs on the album, and it's something about the influence here seems very nostalgic. I don't know why I was picking up on like Michael Jackson. Was I the only one? I don't know. This was just a really fun song with some great melodies and one that I was definitely bopping to. Now, Happy All the Time is the last one that is my standout track, and guys, this was like the big grand finale of the album here because to me this song almost serves as like the ending track of a movie when the wide shot is panning out and then the credits start to roll, and it just is a perfect culmination of all of the themes of the album and really sums it up and ends it on a really strong, powerful note, especially having that gospel choir in there. You're gonna be clapping and chanting along in no time, and I just think it was the perfect way to close out the album that'll make you wanna just go back and listen to it again. So I think it was just a great way to summarize things and close it off on a really great note. And also, Skylar from Issues is on that song, who is so phenomenal and so talented. I love that he added his touch to one of my favorite songs. So now these are the two songs that, not that they were bad by any means, but these are just the ones that I have a bit of a more critical viewpoint on, if you will. So there's the song Stitch Me Up, which I think what got me with this song was just that I couldn't get past the lyrics. They were very cliche. I mean, somebody who's broken and in a new relationship that's gonna stitch them up, you know, put them back together. I feel like we've just heard that metaphor so many times in love songs that it's kind of played out, and not that it's bad at all. You know, it's cute, and they do have a younger fan base that I'm sure is gonna absolutely love that. But I guess for me, somebody who just isn't a big fan of kitschy lyrics like that, it just wasn't one of my favorites. And the other one that I'll probably end up skipping when I go back through and listen to this album is Unopened Windows. And it's just, I guess for me, I just don't really like ballads like that, and when I go listen to Set It Off, that's not what I'm looking for from them. I think people who are just massive fans of Set It Off and like having a diverse pick of songs to listen to will enjoy it because it is a softer tone on the album. But I do think the song starts a little bit slow, and it is a slow build that, in my opinion, just takes too long to get to that big, shining moment. It's not that it's a bad song, I just personally have never really latched on to a ballad from Set It Off because I just want to dance. I just want to groove. I don't want to be sad. But anyway, that is my review of Set It Off's album Midnight. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and please let me know in the comments what you think of this album. Subscribe for more videos. I'll see you next time. Bye!